It is primary election day in Florida, and WESH 2's Commitment 2024 team is in place to bring you results and reaction tonight. A number of key races will help decide who serves in the state capitol, all the way down to local school boards.
WESH 2's Greg Fox is here in the studio to kick off our team coverage. And Greg, Orange County has two Democrats running in a universal primary for state Senate.
That's exactly right. And because there are only Democrats in this race, all voters, regardless of party affiliation, are casting ballots in this contest. The winner tonight heads back to the Capitol in Tallahassee. The incumbent is Geraldine Thompson, who has served in both the House and Senate. The challenger is Randolph Bracy III, who previously served in the state Senate and 2 years ago ran unsuccessfully for Congress. Senate District 15 in Orange County covers areas from Eatonville on the east, Apopka and Zellwood on the north, on down to Winter Garden, Ocoee, Dr. Phillips, and Tangelo Park. This has been a highly contentious battle between these two well-known veteran lawmakers. Thompson, a close friend of the Bracy family, is actually being endorsed by Randolph Bracy's sister, who serves in the State House. Both Randolph Bracy and Thompson claim the other doesn't actually reside in the district, which is required by law because they both own multiple properties. The two joined me in the studio for one of our exclusive primary debates and held nothing back when sparring over affordable housing.
We have to deal with the incentives through the Live Local Act that I supported with Senate President Kathleen Passidomo that gives incentives for developers to go into the affordable housing market.
I'm the one that is able to get the money to do these kind of things. She doesn't. Like I said, she's got one bill passed. I haven't even talked about numerous things that I've done.
Notably, Thompson was the sponsor of the Tyree Sampson Ride Safety Act, which overhauled and improved ride inspections and monitoring after a teenager died in a fatal fall in 2022. Once again, the winner of this universal primary tonight will head back to Tallahassee to serve for 4 years. I'll be back in less than an hour here in studio as we continue to profile the major races we're watching tonight as those returns come in.
Thank you, Greg. Now, incumbents are running for 27 of Florida's 28 House seats. The one open seat is held by Republican Bill Posey of District 8, who's retiring. District 8 includes all of Brevard and Indian River counties and parts of Orange County, including Christmas, Bithlo, and Wedgefield. Former Senate President Mike Herodopoulos faces tech businessman John Harton with a head-to-head matchup for that seat. The winner will face either Sandy Kennedy or Daniel McDowell from the Democratic side in November.
Staying in Brevard County, there will also be votes for state senators in District 19 and state representatives in districts 30 through 34. People in Brevard will also vote for sheriff, tax collector, supervisor of elections, county commissioners, school board, and mayors in Melbourne, Palm Bay, West Melbourne, Titusville, and Cocoa.
Several candidates are vying for the Florida Senate District 25 seat. That includes Osceola County and part of South Orange County in the area near the theme parks.
WESH 2's Megan Mulatto is joining us live from the Supervisor of Elections office. And Megan, there are two Republican candidates hoping to flip that seat and three Democratic candidates as well.
Hey, Michelle and Jesse, that's exactly right. So there are a lot of candidates running in this race. They include Republican candidates John Arguello and Jose Martinez, along with Democratic candidates State Representative Kristen Arrington, former Congressman Alan Grayson, and Carmen Torres, the wife of the outgoing state senator Victor Torres. We spoke with all five of them in two separate debate settings ahead of the primary election to chat about their priorities. The two Republican candidates touched on home insurance, mortgage costs, and minimum wage. When we asked for their top priority, this is what they each had to say.
Make life more affordable for Floridians, at least for Central Florida. We can do that many different ways. I think the number one way we can do it is vote Joe Biden out of the White House and allow our president, Donald Trump, to come back in and stop this nonsense, particularly this inflation that's taking us skyrocketing prices.
My number one priority is the American family. I think that that's what we've been losing in the United States in terms of governance. The focus on our country has gone away from the American family, and it's gone towards multinational corporations. It's gone to illegal immigration. It's gone to all these programs that have nothing to do, billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine and to wars, to fund wars across the world, which I have fought in. All of those things have taken priority off of our number one priority and our duty, our complete duty, which is the American family.
Now, we asked the Democratic candidates the same question for their top priority or for their first bill that they would file. The first bill Arrington says she would file focuses on better promoting Bright Futures programs. Torres says the first thing she would do is try to tackle the homeowners insurance issues. And Grayson says his first bill would also be to reduce the cost of home insurance and drop reinsurance rates. Now, the chosen Republican candidate will, of course, face off against the chosen Democratic candidate in November and the general election. For now, we're live at the Osceola County Supervisor of Elections office. Megan Mulatto, WESH 2 News.
All right, Megan, thank you. There are several other key races in Osceola County, including state representatives in districts 35, 46, and 47. Osceola County will also vote for commissioners, sheriff, tax collector, property appraiser, supervisor of elections, clerk of circuit court, and school board. People in St. Cloud will also vote for a mayor.